Here's the rundown. Our country is in the middle of fighting two wars with troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. Our economy is unstable, to say the least, especially after last week's disastrous dive on Wall Street. And oil continues to spill into the Gulf of Mexico. Isn't this a lovely sight?
Nice.
With all this going on today, our lawmakers spent their time talking about toilets.
What else are you going to talk about?
That's right, toilets. So, did they flush your money and their time? Write down the loo. That's British for toilet.
Nice.
Yeah, it's called the Potty Parity Act. It addresses the unequal number of restrooms for women in federal buildings.
What?
Hear that sound?
You've got thin walls here.
The House Oversight and Government Reform Committee discussed it today.
They sure did. Supporters say, you know what? Women are forced to wait in long bathroom lines. They're at a risk of actually having health issues. Well, you know what? I spoke with Florida Representative John Mica, who's actually on the committee. He had a different view on this. I'm sure you take all of these issues seriously. On the priority list, I got to figure this, pardon the pun, isn't exactly number one.
Well, whether it's number one or number two, potty priority in public buildings as far as gender right now should be on the back seat instead of the front seat of Congress's agenda. We've got incredible unemployment. It just rose to 9.9% in Florida. It's also record unemployment. And here Congress is messing around with potty parity legislation. It must just drive the public crazy when they hear things like this.
You got to figure. Let me ask you, whoever brought this bill before Congress, they just go to a ball game for the first time in 30 years? They just now seeing the disparity in the lines between the men and the women?
Well, again, it's probably important to be fair to everyone when it comes to potties, but I'm telling you, there are pressing agenda items. I'm trying to get this investigative committee to review Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, another $10 billion bailout this committee fails to do hearings on, huge bonuses, even with $140 billion in losses. We've been pleading to examine how this money is flowing out the door, and it is an important oversight. Instead, we've got the Potty Parity Gender Equality Act in front of Congress instead of the issues. There are just so many things that should be on our agenda, and this isn't one of them.
Okay, I've seen it all. John Mica just used the word potty. We want to know your thoughts on Congress taking time to discuss the Potty Parity Act. All you got to do, head on over to myfoxorlando.com and look for the blog link on our homepage.
You got to know when